Good afternoon and welcome to Season Awa, the platform where we speak truth to power. Good afternoon and welcome to Season Awa, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're watching Season Awa, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you are joining us on TikTok, please subscribe. We'll endeavor to come in as often as we can. That's me in the background. I'm just playing about with it. It looks fun, and I thought, add it. It's just for fun. Um, I wish you all a happy weekend. Please tap on the screen. Please continue to tap on the screen. The more you tap, the more you will help us to reach more people. So, sorry. Okay. I'm just trying to help you grow the platform. Help me grow the platform. Help me reach more people. Yeah. So, please help me spread the word about the broadcast. We'll be going on for some time, and we're live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. We're going to be live shortly on Facebook, but it's going to be slightly different. Again, we're going to urge our people to join us on YouTube from Facebook, because Facebook, we're not sure what's going on. I'm going to be doing two broadcasts today, I think. If I get it right, I think so. So bear with us as we're doing this. Here we go. So where is it? Here we go. We're just gonna go live. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want to greet you all. Thank you so much. It is important that we continue to speak truth to power. Hello, my sister. How are you doing? I wonder if you wanted to talk. I'm happy to add you on if you want to join us. So I'll send you an invite. I'm gonna send her an invite. I'll send Susie Reti an invite. I think no. I think Susie is probably tied up with something, one or two things. So I'm sending you guys an invite, those two of you there. And we can talk briefly about things. I'm fairly relaxed about how to do this today. So I've got about an hour or so, maybe more. And then I'll probably switch to the Dua TV radio later on. So good afternoon, those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Join us, please, as we go through certain things, and we're gonna talk about one or two things shortly. But of course, as ever, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really do need your support in growing the platform. We're grateful for your comments and the likes and everything else. So please help us share the broadcast. I think I've sent an invite to Lala Lasokomi. So I invite her again. I'll invite. She may not be able to. Basically, we're talking about what's going on in Nigeria right now, and this is going to be a lot of focus on Nigeria a lot. So do bear with us if it looks like it's just talking about Africa, but that's where the focus is on. We'll touch on one or two things. So let me quickly just do something here. So quickly add one or two things. So we just put in here so bear with me, please, as I write this down. So please do share. Governance is a must. So we're gonna show one or two things, and also those of you who are on YouTube, you'll be able to get this. We're gonna be showing you how you can check your monthly allocation live on here. You'll be getting that live with us here. But those of you on Facebook, you won't be able to see that, obviously, and on TikTok, you won't be able to see that. But you'll have to join us on Facebook. Sorry, I'm getting my platform mixed up. On YouTube. So let me just put it in a way here. So just give me a minute, please. We're gonna just try one or two things. There might be a broadcast going on the Liberty Radio shortly, but we want to try and see how that goes. So we're gonna try and let's see how this works. We're gonna give it a try. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Let's just check that the others can't see us. The broadcast, the reason why I'm checking and doing all this is I want to make sure that things are functioning as they should, and I don't want it to be held up by anything. So that is why you see me just checking. So please do bear with me. If it seems like I'm just a little bit distracted, it's not. I'm getting things in place. Yeah, as I said, I'm looking at my YouTube, my Facebook now. On Facebook, I've not even got one person. Okay, there's one person now. Welcome to those of you on Facebook. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are here to really encourage us all to really participate in our governance. One quick apology for those of you on the Duarte Radio. I posted a video about claiming there was a claim about Emefiele's property being raided and they found some money. Actually, it was an old video. I apologize for that. We pulled that back and we made changes on the broadcast itself. It's still relevant, however, because many African leaders and indeed Nigerian politicians are still looting as we speak. So it is relevant. It has, it is relevant to what we're discussing. So I would just say that please do bear with us. Do make sure that we do try and make sure that we speak truth to power at all times, and when we get it wrong, we put our hands up and go, you know what, we apologize. So no, it wasn't his property, but the thing to bear in mind is that the politicians are still looting, and there are 3 pictures. Those of you who are on YouTube, you will see the pictures of 3 people on the broadcast, which we are going to talk about. But before we go into that, we want to really make sure that we understand 1 or 2 things about what we do. We're going to talk about them. We need to talk about the how you can access the sorry. No. Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know what's that. So I'm just trying to check it. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. So if you're joining us for the first time and you haven't seen us on TikTok, please go ahead and subscribe. You're of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're trying to, I'm not still quite sure how TikTok works. So please do bear with us. If you're watching this and you're able to see us, of course, we would love you to subscribe to us on YouTube. Go ahead to YouTube and subscribe. So we've got a little feature going on YouTube. So here is a flavor of what we're doing on YouTube. So on YouTube, as ever, to encourage people to subscribe to us, I'm going to say this and you'll hear something coming up. So welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Keep it locked on. Citizen AY. That's it. So keep it locked on. Citizen AY. That's correct. We'd like you to keep it locked on Citizen AY. Those of you who are on TikTok, you won't be able to see that feature. To be able to get a full experience, join us on YouTube. So again, like I said, those of you on Facebook, I noticed that the figures and the numbers are severely down. So to see a better picture, please join us on YouTube. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're trying to grow the platform. I'll be back later on shortly, not too long, on Oduduwa TV Radio. And of course, those of you who are watching us on those platforms on YouTube, please, on the both platforms, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So let me just check 1 or 2 things, and then we can begin properly. Again, those of you who are joining us now, if you're joining Citizen AY for the first time, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. Let's have a look at where we are. I want to just try and see that I can see everything, because I always, before I proceed too far ahead, I always check what I'm doing. The program here, it's really the central issue here is to encourage the participation in our governance, and here's why I will be doing. I'll be explaining that shortly. Let me just check 1 or 2 things. The problem is that we, for too long, for over 24 years, we have been conditioned to not participate in our governance. We've been, conditioned to be passive participants in our governance. Passive in the sense of when we have issues and concerns, the system has designed in such a way that instead of confronting those issues using the constitutional powers we have, they've actually encouraged us to sort of just pray and look to the heavens for help, when the help we need is actually ourselves, and being aware of our constitutional powers. our constitutional powers. So this is really, really important, the point we're making here. I do hope you can share it and help us grow the platform. We're trying to grow the platform on YouTube. As you can see on Facebook, there's barely one person watching us on Facebook, on Citizen AY. That's why we're trying to migrate totally to YouTube, because you can see that YouTube is just, Facebook is just, they're playing a game with the platform. So we really do need that support. We need you to help us grow. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. So let me see that. Let me just say, like and share. Please subscribe, like and share. So 1 second, just make sure we get there. These things do take some time, so bear with us. We're trying to just, grow the platform on YouTube and TikTok. So if you haven't subscribed to us on TikTok, please go ahead and subscribe. Those of you on YouTube, good afternoon and welcome. I hope you're having a pleasant weekend. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The platform where we speak truth to power. So we're going to pin this up here. So if you're coming in, we'd like you to help us share the broadcast, help us grow the platform. We might do an hour or so, depending on how it goes. We just want to try one or two things and see how it goes. You, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So our focus, like I said, is the participation in governance. What do I mean? One of the things, to be able to participate in governance, you need to know what you're entitled to, what the Constitution affords you. So one of the things that we've been trying to do of late, in 24 years, I'm saying this categorically, in 24 years since the 1999 Constitution, many people have been, in myself included, we've been conditioned to believe that the best way to achieve anything in Nigeria is through passive participation. What do I mean by passive participation? Passive participation is they tell you, okay, if you have a problem, you go to the church and you go to the mosque and you pray for your problems to be solved, and those problems will be solved. That's what generations of Nigerians have believed in. We spend most of our days, a lot of our time in the churches and the mosques, and we need to break that cycle, because since 1999 there has been two important sections of the 1999 Constitution that many of us have hitherto been unaware of. We have been unaware of these two things, and that is why we are doing everything in our power now to raise the level of awareness within our community. Please do share this podcast. If you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. We really do need your support. We want you all to help us reach more people. With your help, we can really get the message to reach as many people as possible. So if you're watching us on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and like and share the broadcast. You'll get a fuller view of what we're doing and get a better understanding of what we're trying to achieve, collectively. So what we're saying again, I go back to it. We've been so conditioned to depend on prayers to solve the problems that the system has actually created and put in front of us. The system has conditioned us to never question it. One of the things that you see, there's two parts to governance. One part is the people you elect into the office and the role they will do. The other part of it is one they haven't talked about, and that is the role of us, the community, the citizens within that nation. And that role, what we're supposed to do is to hold those we elect to office to account. Now, there are certain laws within the Constitution that gives us that power to be able to hold those we elect to office to account. And those powers are the things that have been hidden from us. So, what I want to talk about now, Section 14.2a. Section 14.2a talks about the fact that sovereignty, please listen to this, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. And it's very important to understand that, because many of us, up until recently, would not have been familiar with the words I just said there. But yet, it has been in our constitution for over 20 years. So it is really over 24 years. But many of us, many people can quote the verses in the Bible, in the Quran, and all of that. They will know it back to front. But when you ask them, do you know, are you aware of your constitutional right as a citizen in Nigeria? They have no idea what you're talking about. That's because it's been designed that way. Those, don't forget, the military were the ones who created this constitution that we have, and they never asked us about why, if we wanted, about if we accepted it, if we wanted to make any changes, if there was never a referendum on it. So it's important to understand that. But those powers lie within that constitution. So those of you who are watching us on Facebook, you will be seeing something right now. Let me just see. Ooh, what's going on here? Sorry about that. I'm going to just quickly, I think I know what I've done right here. Okay, sorry. 1 second. So we're going to quickly show you something here. I know the screen is a bit boring just now. I thought I had something up, but it isn't there. So we will get that fixed. So now that's the one we need. This is the one we need. And I don't know why it dropped down that way, but that's fine. We will keep doing it until it gets down there. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's done that. Something has happened here and we're trying to fix it because we just found out. I'll get it down now. Sorry. So I don't quite know why that has happened. It must have moved for some reason. Something moved and we don't know quite why it's happened, but okay, we put it here. Okay, put it there. Okay, now we're gonna fix it now. See, I just resolved the problem briefly. Sorry about that. It's just been a bit of a funny one, but we are here nonetheless. So let us get that done. So yes, you can see what I'm seeing exactly. Those of you on Oduduwa TV Radio, please don't forget to also subscribe to us on YouTube. Oduduwa TV Radio 2 on YouTube. We'll be there shortly in due course, but we wanted to just get through this first to give you an idea of what it is we're trying to achieve. So, 1 minute. Oh, okay, this is a bit worrying. This is very worrying because I wanted you to see what I'm seeing on the screen, but it's not letting me do that. I'm having issues today. I don't know what is going on to this thing, but no problem. We will get there. We will no doubt get there. So what is this showing me? Why isn't it showing me my usual pictures? Something is just gone awry on here, but do bear with me. So section 14(2)(a), sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through this thank you very much, Adamu Olubunmi Agbeni. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for those comments. Please go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. I really appreciate those comments. Thank you, Adamu Olubunmi. So subscribe there. You will get a better picture. I'm trying to adjust something on here for a minute. It just seems to have just gone off for a minute, and I don't know quite why that is the case, because it should be showing you when I do this. It should be showing you something on there, but it isn't showing you. And that is what's concerning me in all of this. So I can see that on the back of that. So what is going on? 1 second, please. I'm just trying to check that. Make sure we have it all in the place it should be. Make sure it's all there. Okay. Okay, that's a subscription one. We don't want that. Don't know why the display is doing that. We're back. We got it now. I think we got there in the end. I don't quite know what happened, but it doesn't matter. Main thing is we fixed the central issue, because it was for a time it was a bit of a concern. So, but as ever, we've fixed it. So thank you for joining us. So please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What I'm trying to do here is to really give us an insight into what we need going forward. We can, Tinubu is doing a good job in terms of really, he's hit the ground running in terms of getting the business of the government done. That is to promise to the people about things, and actually the student loan is a very good thing that is done. Yes, I want it free. Ultimately we want free student loan. That is what our fathers enjoyed in the 60s, and we want that to be something that becomes something that our kids will experience as well. Although some of us did not experience that, we want that return. But it's a good step to start with a loan, so we're okay with that. It's also a good step that is also started by suspending and then, having both Bauer and Emefiele in the SSS custody. I call them State Security Service. They are not DSS. They are State Security Service because that's the name that is in the Constitution. So I use the correct name. So please continue to help us. The best thing we can do is to just help in reaching more people with this podcast. So please subscribe, hit notification button, and of course give us the thumbs up. And you're of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really appreciate your support in what we're doing here, and it's really important that we continue to raise the level of awareness within our community. So like I said, we need to encourage our people to participate in their governance. And participation, active participation, not just participate. Because you could just read something, oh, I listen. But you have to be actively participating in your governance. And that's why we're talking about this issue, about knowing the two key central issue, laws in the Constitution, sections of the Constitution. Section 42A, which is on the screen. I'm not going to look at it because I know it. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is section 42A. Like I said, I know it off head. I don't need to look at it. But for those of you who are following this broadcast, you can take that section, copy it, and then share it among friends and family. We need people in all 774 local government areas to become aware of this, to know that they have that power, to know that they can begin to hold those the elected office to account. It's really important. So please help us share the broadcast. As ever, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up. So section 42C, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. That is another thing that is very, very important for our people to understand and comprehend and take on board. You see, those two powers. Yes, the Constitution is fraudulent. Yes, it was imposed by the military. But those two powers, until we get into a situation where we can insert a referendum, we need to use those two powers to begin to hold those who elect to office to account. Remember I said earlier on, there's two parts to the government. One part, the government's role is to do what we, the citizens, want, make promises and fulfill those promises. The second part of it is that we must hold the government to whatever they say. We must hold our governance to whatever they say. And that's where this powers comes in. Because sovereignty belongs to us. If the government say, for example, we're going to fix your light and they don't fix it, we have the power within the Constitution, section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. We have that power to actually hold them to account. But the key thing is, because it's as a sovereignty, it has to be powers that is used collectively. We have Dami G.A. Manuel, thank you. We have to use, thank you very much. We have to use the powers that are in there to please share. Go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us thumbs up. Facebook are really making things difficult. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here, because I know Facebook, they just don't give us any slack at all. We have over 100,000 followers, and Facebook have reduced us to 1 or 2 people. They are deliberately bringing the numbers down. We're not bothered. We are passing on the message, and those of you watching, please share, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. It is really important that these two powers I'm talking about, we are trying to encourage and engender the sense that we must be active participants in our governance. And knowing those two powers, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. That means that you know that you're a sovereign, and all of you within the local government area, you're a sovereign. You can collectively come together and demand for things that you want done within your sovereign area to be done, because that power is afforded you within the 1999 Constitution. You need to start using that power. Section 14.2a, it's on the screen. Now, 14.2c, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution, which is what I was talking about, because the provision is that you are a sovereign, and that sovereign, you use the powers through participation, because it confirms that yes, you can participate in government because of the powers, the sovereign powers. Again, it is about using that collective spirit using the powers collectively to achieve the common goal of having infrastructure within your communities. I hope this is making sense. Please do share. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. So I like to do this. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, you will get the message when I'm doing this. Keep it locked on Citizen Network. Keep it locked on Citizen Network. That's it. So you'll be getting that message. And there's a song I wrote called "How Long Would I Go to Suffer?" And in there, it talked. You'll hear you'll hear the song that supports the Citizen Network in the background. That's the song. So we are really here to encourage you to participate in your governance. It's the only way. That's the only way you can put an end to corruption. It's the only way you ensure you get good roads. It's the only way you will ensure that those who want to come into governance, once they know that you are all actively participating in your governance, they will stay clear of trying to come into your government, because they know that you will be scrutinizing them. So those three things. It is the only way you will get infrastructure. It's the only way you will be able to weed out the crooks from the true people who want to come and serve the people. And it's the only way you will put an end to corruption, because everything will be open and you are all participating in it. So I'll explain to you exactly how that works. For example, every local government area now, they have something called a monthly allocation that is received from the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee. I'm shortly going to go into detail about that and talk to you about how you can access that on your mobile phone live right now. I'm going to talk you through that process. You will see it come up, but I wanted you to before I did that, you needed to have this information. This information is very important and it's very powerful. All 774 local government areas must begin to share this information. By the way, I've translated this into Yoruba. I'm trying to see if I can translate it to Igbo and other languages, but obviously I don't speak it, so I don't want to make the wrong translation. It has to be very, very important, the right message, because we don't want people to not have access to the information they need because they don't speak that language. The information must indeed be provided. A good government would ensure that the people get the information, the constitutional powers they have in their local language. Clearly, that's not been the case with Nigeria. We've tried to get that done, but the things are moving so fast that we need to focus on actually the two key areas. This is why I'm still doing the translation, but it's taking some time, and things are moving fast. And I've realized that in over 24 years, our people have never known that they have the constitutional powers to hold those they elect to office to account. And I'm giving you that information that you see on the screen. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all the powers and authority. Sovereignty belongs to the people. So that sovereignty you use collectively to hold them to account through participation in your governance. And of course, now, to be able to participate, you need to have information. That information is available, the monthly allocation that each of the all 774 local government areas get. That information is in a place called the National Bureau of Statistics, which I will show you. Now, they give the funds out. Federal Accounts Allocation Committee give disbursements out to local government, states, and even the federal every month without fail. I will show you how to access that. That information, once you have hold of that information, you can now arm yourselves with that information collectively in your local government area. And this is where it is important for you to be. I want to say this. If you are in Nigeria right now, you must make sure that you're a member of a local community association right now. Don't wait. You need to be a member of the local community association right now in your sovereign area. In your local government area, make sure that you are a member of a local community association, because within there, you're going to now, they may not have access to the information I'm giving you. You should take this on your phone, take it to that association, encourage them to put it on the wall. The first thing that you come in through the door is you see this on the wall, in your language or in English, whichever one you're doing, So we need that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Demi G. Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Please don't forget, I would really appreciate, as you're watching me, go and subscribe to us on YouTube. Go and subscribe. I'll come back again on TikTok. TikTok has gone off. I'll come back on it again shortly. So go and subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. And if you're watching me, the 2 of you or 3 of you watching me now, share it to as many as you can. If you can share it to 50 people, share it. 100 people, share. The more you share it, this is information that we can use to transform the lives of our people. Because like I said, The passive participation in government that they put our minds into has been to go to church and to praying in the church. You go to church and you pray, you spend, you do night vigil, you go to the mosque on Friday, you pray 5 times a day. All of that is been distracting you from really using the powers that you see on the screen. Those powers you can use to hold the government to account within your community, and they have no other choice but to do the bidding of the collective community. That is what sovereignty is about. So we need you to begin to share that information far and wide. So that's why we want you to help us grow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth power. We're not here to tell you what the problems are. We are here to tell you that those problems can be solved using these powers right now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. If you come together, once you have this information and you share it, you now go down to the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee monthly disbursements that you will find in a place called the National Bureau of Statistics. Once you download that figure, you can now go to your own individual local government area and say to the local government chairman, this is how much we received this month. X amount. In the case of Alimosho local government area, they received in January last year, this year, 1.1 billion naira. 1.1 billion. I kid you not. I will show you the facts shortly. But let's just go through this process first. 1.1 billion naira. And I'm going to choose a random state in the southeast where we're going to look at every single local government area through this process. I will choose one. And those of you, this is what I'm saying to you. If you're watching us on Facebook, please go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube right now. Help us grow the platform. Really, really important. So now, the thing is, once you have that monthly allocation, you can now go to your local government area and say, look, they paid you this much last month. Our roads are bad. Our schools are bad. Our hospitals are bad. We want you to start using that money on a monthly basis to fix the roads, to fix the schools, to fix the hospitals, to fix the class, the water, to fix the light, and you have to monitor it. The thing is this: active participation means that you have to be daily engaged in what your government is doing, because to improve, if you do not keep your eye on what they're doing, they are not going to give you what you need, the infrastructure. They are going to loot it. They will make excuses for you. They will tell you to keep going to the church. The church and everything else is a way to dumb your mind and to reduce your thinking faculty. When you're going to a church and you're going to the mosque, they are not the solution. The pastor and tell your pastor and your imam to tell you something. How come, with all the visions and everything they've been saying to you, how come they have not been able to tell you about this powers within the constitution for 24 years? How come any of them have not been able to tell you about the two things I'm about to read to you? Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Number one. Number two, participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. How come they have not been able to tell you that? That's the question they need to answer that. How come? So these are the kind of things that we really need to begin to tell our people, because the pastors and the imams are deceitful. They are there to keep you. In fact, the longer your mind is stuck in the church and the mosque, the more likely, the more your area will not get the infrastructure that you need. The longer you remain stuck mentally, psychologically in the church and the mosque and praying and everything else, the longer it will take for you to get infrastructure in your community. Because the churches and the mosques are preventing you, they're actively preventing you from exercising your constitutional powers, which are, I'm going to read again. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2c. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Please do not forget, if you're watching us, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people, share this knowledge, share this broadcast. We need to reach more and more people. We really do need your support. So please, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. I'm just going to check one or two things. I want to make sure that it's shared on other platforms as well. I'm going to just share it. Take a minute, share it. Take a minute also, if you're watching the broadcast on YouTube right now and you haven't liked the page, take a second, go and like the page. Help us like it, help us share the broadcast, because we really need to make concrete actions, concrete steps, because that is where we need to go. We have to really make sure we begin to change our perception, our mindset on things, because this is really about making building a better future for the coming generation. This is about making sure that we do not allow crooks to ruin our lives any longer. So if you're watching this broadcast and you haven't shared it, please go ahead and share. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. So I take a moment to just say that right now. Now we're gonna go into the section again. Please, I'll just reiterate. Please forgive me if you find me repeating this. It's because I want to make sure that we all get it. So please do bear with us as we go through this again and again and again and again. But we will need to do that because it's very important information. We are in this new government now. We need to be active participants in our governance. And the best way, you see, when you're going to a church and you're in a mosque every Sunday, every Friday, and you're spending night vigil and everything else, you are not being an active participant in your governance. You are being a passive participant in your governance, because those areas are designed to make sure that you never question the government, you never hold them to account, as the Constitution affords you, because sovereignty belongs to you. That is what we are trying to change. We are trying to change our mindset. So please help us in that journey. Help us spread this message. It's really important. So a minute. What's going on? 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I was just checking something. So one way in going forward. Now I am going to go into detail about on the screen. That's why if you haven't joined us on Facebook, please, and if you are still on Facebook and you haven't joined us on YouTube, please, I urge you, it is really important. Now would be a good time for you to really go ahead and join us on YouTube. Subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people, because what we're trying to do here is to really make sure that our people understand that how important it is for us to have this information, because we're going to change lives. We are literally going to change lives. We will change the entire communities once we have the right information that can make us, that can help us to reach, people, and actually be able to change our lives through positive, active actions. So that is what we're trying to do here. So I hope you can take a minute, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to Season A1 on YouTube, hit the notification button, and ensure that you share the broadcast to as many people as possible. We really need that support. We need you to grow the platform with us so that we can get more information out there. So, like I said, you need to be, firstly, you have to have this information, 142A, 142C. Secondly, you have to make sure that it's shared. You're a member of a local community association. Ensure that this information is on the wall of the association so that all of you can see it and you can begin to really take active participation in your governance on a daily basis, literally on a daily basis. Fourthly, you need to make sure that you have access to the monthly allocation that I'm about to shortly go into now. So let's go into that. Then we can then talk about the other men that you see on the screen now. So again, I'll just read that for those of you who are watching. It's time for us to really make sure that we understand what's going on. So section 14.2a. Participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. 14.2a. 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. So these are the two things. You need to be able to say that off head. Again, this can be in, I've done this in Yoruba and I will shortly bring it up. You will see it in Yoruba. In fact, before I go forward, let me show you, because I don't want to just say, I don't just say it. I do what I'm saying. So let me just put it down. I want you to see it in Yoruba so that you get a clear mind of a clear picture of exactly where I stand on this and how important this is in the struggle that we are going for to achieve Yoruba nation. Because believe in me, this is part of the struggle. This is the work that we're doing to build to the point where Yoruba nation will become a reality. But to get there first, we first need to, and I firmly believe that the only way to achieve it is through democratic and a democratic process, i.e. a referendum, and we have to work towards that. So now let's do this quickly. Let me just show you this. 1 minute. Okay, let me just get that. No. Okay. Now here we go. Is that it? I think it's that one. Yeah, I think it's this one. I'm going to just show you. So this is in Yoruba. So this is in Yoruba. For those of you who are watching us now, I'm going to read the powers that we have. Fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa tẹ́ jẹ́ Yorùbá, máa sáré kálẹ̀ fún yín kẹ́lẹ́ mọ̀. Mo ti kọ síbẹ̀, ó wà lórí ẹ̀yin ẹ jọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Odùduwà TV Radio 2 lórí YouTube ẹ ṣeun kẹ́dẹ̀ bá subscribe. Fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ Yorùbá, mo máa ka ilé fún yín ní èdè wa ní ráńpẹ́ kẹ́lẹ̀ mọ̀ òfin yẹn. Màá dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ fi sí orí fóònù yín ẹ ṣeun. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Ẹ ti rí báyìí pé àṣẹ wà lọ́wọ́ wa, gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ ó wà lọ́wọ́ wa lápapọ̀, a lè láti lo agbára yẹn lápapọ̀. Bá ṣe máa lò ó ni pé àwa kópa nínú ìjọba. Apá kejì ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àṣẹ ta ní ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn wa nínú ìjọba. Ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. So ẹ ti rí báyìí pé àwọn agbára méjì yẹn tó wà nínú ìwé òfin yẹn ó ṣe àwọn agbára ńlá tá lè kó papọ̀ tá a jọ máa lò ní. Màá dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́kọ́ kínní kẹ́ha sórí kẹ́mọ́ ká dẹ̀ sọ fún àwọn àgàgà àwọn ìyá lọ́jà wa, àwọn bàbá wa, àwọn àgbẹ̀ wa, wọ́n láti mọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Torí tí wọ́n bá ti lọ bá àwọn òṣèlú sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n á sọ fún wọn pé wá o, àwa là ń sọ ntẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe fún wa, àwa la ní àṣẹ, àwa la ní agbára, a dẹ̀ ń lo agbára yẹn láti sọ fún yín pé n ta fẹ́ rí o, gbogbo owó tí ó ń wọlé lóṣooṣù nǹkan báyìí la fẹ́ kẹfẹ́ ṣe, ẹ lè sọ fún wa n ta fẹ́ fi ṣe, àwa la máa sọ fún yín. So káwọn ìkóni máa yí àwọn èèyàn wa. So briefly, I just basically spoke in Yoruba there to try and encourage our people to know that they have the powers, and because it's in our local language, they are more likely to stand up for their powers. Really important step in that. So going forward, so that's that. Let us now go forward and do one more thing. So again, please take a picture of the screen and keep that. Let me make it smaller in case for those of you who may want to. Let me just check something here. I think somebody may be calling. I'm not too sure. Not yet. So this is very important because you see, without active participation in our governance, nothing is going to change. Tá a bá ti kópa nínú ìjọba ká dẹ̀ ṣe kárakára, ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀sìn ń sìn ẹ láti kọjú síjọba. Torí gbogbo owó tí owó yín ló ń gbà ló fi ń ṣe ohun tó ń wọ̀n torí pé ẹ kópa nínú ìjọba. Tẹ́ bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kópa nínú ìjọba, iná, omi, ilé ìwòsàn, ilé ìwé, àwọn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ àti oríṣi àtìtì àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ á wáyé torí pé ẹ̀ ń mójútó ibi tó wò yẹn ń lọ. Ìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìkejì, àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe òṣèlú wọ́n á wò pé àwọn aráàbí máa kọjú sí ọ̀rọ̀ mi ti máa kẹnu bọ pé mo fẹ́ ṣe òṣèlú, wọn máa bí ń béèrè ṣé mo fẹ́ ṣe báyìí, wọ́n á sá sẹ́yìn. Ìkẹta, á dín ọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn ń jí owó á dínkù torí gbogbo wa à ń kọjú sí kinní ọ̀hún. So mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa mọ ọ̀nà yẹn. Ẹ máa tún padà wá lọ́sàn-án máa sọ ní Yorùbá náà, ní èdè Yorùbá lórí Odùduwà TV jẹ́ máa ríṣẹ́ láìpẹ́ yìí náà. So I'm just again translating briefly, loosely in Yoruba to those who speak Yoruba. You need to have this information, keep it. And also, please ensure you're a member of a local community association. You have to be. And ensure that they put this on the wall in the association. I've done videos where I've actually put this picture on the wall so that people can have it in their mind to actually be able to learn and begin to actively participate in their local government. You have to be actively participating on a daily basis. Now, with that said, we're now going to go to the section where we are talking about how you access the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee monthly disbursement on your mobile phone. So please do share. If you're watching us for the first time and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now let's go ahead and do this now. So we're gonna go and do this now. I want to make it really, let me see. Can I make it bigger there? No, it's not gonna let me do it. Okay. I'm just trying to make it as big as possible so you can see the screen. Can I do anything with the screen here? No, it won't let me do anything. I was trying to see if I could. Okay, it won't. Okay, so now those of you who are on YouTube, you will see this information. Please, I urge you once again, do not relent. Continue to share and help us reach more people. It is really, really important, the information that we're sharing here. You won't find it anywhere else. You won't find this information anywhere else. People are just busy talking about everything else without. We need to encourage our people. We need to encourage all 774 local government areas to become active participants in their governance. That is the only way you will get the infrastructure you need. When you all take part in it and collectively begin to hold your local government to account, they have no other choice but to do what you're doing. And if they see that they're being watched in every step, they will have to make sure that they fulfill your needs. That is and that is your role, because you have the power. Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. We need to combine and use those powers. Now let's go ahead. So now we are going to go on your mobile phone. You can go and type in the National Bureau of Statistics. So we're going to play this. I've done this before, but I'm going to play it live on air. So what you do, you go and type that in on your phone. Watch this now, and I'll talk you through the process step by step. And you can do it, follow me live if you want to. So now you type in the National Bureau of Statistics. Sorry, let me go back again. So you type in National Bureau of Statistics at the top there, and then once you do that, you hit return. Once you hit return, it will now take you to this section within the National Bureau of Statistics. In there, you will type in. You will see something come up. You type in there FAAC. You see that? You type in the FAAC. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you are the only ones who will be able to see it. If you're on Facebook, please go ahead and watch us. So I went too far ahead there. So you type in the FAAC. Now, once you type FAAC, the FAAC stands for Federal Account Allocation Committee. Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAAC. And it's a monthly disbursement to local government, state, and the federal government. Now, once you type that in, now let's press proceed. Now it will go on. You press return. Once you press return, it will take you to the next screen. The next screen is where you will see. Let's carry on. It's going to come up in a minute. It will now go into a section where it goes into a section called data categories. So when you scroll up. Once you scroll up, again, those of you who are on YouTube and on Facebook, you can only, to get a better, fuller version of what we're saying, you can only see this on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe to Naira on YouTube. So like I said, once you scroll up in data categories, you scroll up and you choose a month that you want to inspect for your local government area. Any month, it could be any month. So in this case, I chose the month of January. The month of January I chose. And in the month of January, you now go down. You follow. Once you choose that, let me show you. Once you choose the month of January, sorry. So hang on. So once you choose the month of January, I want to make sure we got it right. You now go into once you click January, you now go ahead, and now it will now go into. So I've clicked on January. Now it will now, you scroll down again. Now you will see two tables: download tables, download report tables, a PDF, and a Excel download tables. So that once you click on the Excel download table, and then there you will now view. You can click on view. You now view the local local government allocation for that particular month. In this case, the month is January 2022. So you then go forward, and then you go to a place called local government details. It will be highlighted in white if you're watching us now. You see there. Let me just pause that. Let me pause that, and I'll go back. So I want you to see it. See, it's highlighted there. Let me see if you can see what I'm seeing. Just trying to make sure. So it's okay. You may not be able to see it, but anyway, at the top of this page, if you look at the top when you're watching on your phone, there will be state details, local government details, ecology to the states. So the local government details is what you want to go into. Once you go into it, let's see what happens. Once you go into the state, now it will now tell you your local government, how much your local government is getting in every local government area. This covers all local government areas. This covers all local government areas, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. I can't believe it. On Facebook for the first time, I mean, for many days now, the figures don't even show up. But we're not going to be deterred. So now, let me just show you briefly. So what you will see is you will have a total amount for each of the local government areas. In this case, this is Abia State. So Abia State, they were paid a total of 4,284,897,243.58. They were paid that. in total for all of the local government areas. And I might go and read that up when I go on the live, when I go and look at the picture screen, the pictures live again. So let's once you now hit go forward, you now let it go forward, so you can now check the amount and you record that amount for your local government area. So in essence, what am I saying? You have the tool to be able to access your mobile, your federal account allocation committee on your mobile phone. Please begin to use it. So I hope that you found that beneficial. Leave a comment. Let's hear from you about how you found that. If you found it beneficial, great. And if we can improve it, we're grateful. So now we know how to access the monthly allocation from the Federal Account Allocation Committee based on our local government area. So that is really, really important point that I wanted to make there. Now, so once you do that now, you now go with that information and you now do the second part of it, which is what I showed you before, which is now, because you have that information, you are informed, you can now go to the government and say, look, last month you received X amount and that amount has not showed up. We need to see it. We need to explain to us where that money is gone. And because sovereignty belongs to you, you remember to use, when it's that question, you say no, under section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So, through that constitution, the government derives their powers. That means that the sovereignty, you are expressing the sovereignty by holding them to account. And to participate in your governance, you demand for them to provide information as to why it is that the funds have not been used as intended. Why is it? You can question them. Because again, like I said, Section 14.2c, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Those are things that we need to really put forward. And I'm not going to hesitate on that. And I will urge you to join us in that struggle to raise the level of awareness on that fact. So there's a lot of work for us all to do, and we can hold these people to account. Now, once that is done, I'm going to now do something. Because I went into it before, I'm going to show you something I've done for January. This time, we are going to read the entire figures for Abia State, just for the sake of, I've done Abia State. So for January 2023, we're going to read the monthly allocation for all of Abia State in the local government areas. And then we can, I'll show you that just roughly. But again, like I said, you go into the spreadsheet. I've done this before, so it will come up. I've typed in the number, the month that I want. It's January 2023, and it's going to come up. So we're now going to the January 2023. So 1 second. Just want to make sure I hurry up. Excuse me. So we're going to go to January Abia State. So we're going to go to Abia State. Now with Abia State, here is Abia State. I'm going to make it bigger because I want to see how many states that fits in there. 17 states in Abia State. There are 17 states in Abia State. And in January 2023, they received the following. And I will take a screenshot afterwards if I were possible. Let me see if I can. No. So, not that one. So, like I said, it's Abia State we're looking at. So, you can see on the screen it says Abia State there. So, let's start from the top. Abia State, I just picked one, random. Abia North, they received in January 2023 220,164,755.41 naira. 41 kobo. 41 kobo. That's how much they received. So I had to get something on this morning, so I'm a little bit tired, but please do bear with us. Help us grow the platform. We need to reach more and more people. So that's Abia North. Abia South, they received an even bigger sum for January 2022, 373,499. You can see it on the screen. I'm showing you on the screen so you can follow it. 373,499. You see it says Abia State there. 499,400. 373,499,400.48 kobo. Arochukwu, they received 256,271,161 naira and 61 pence. Bende. I hope I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm saying that. I do apologize. So it says here, 263,563,188 naira, 0.03 kobo. Ikwano, 238 million naira, 288,355 naira and 75 pence. Isiala Ngwa North, 246,247,161 naira and 14 pence. Now, Isiala Ngwa South, 237,969,780 naira and 77 pence. Isokwato, 230,290,544 naira and 83 kobo. Neochi, 251,423,855 naira and 58 kobo. So Obiomangwa, 257,150,067 naira and 23 pence. Ohafia, 284,493,246 naira and 0.02. Osioma, 273,032 273 million 32,000 plus 32,109 naira plus 15 kobo. Sorry about that. So I'm reading to you. Those of you who are watching us on Facebook, it really is best that you join us on YouTube. Help us grow the platform and you'll get a fuller picture of what we're saying. So now, we've gone as for Isokwato, Neochi, Obiomangwa. I'll read that one. Obiomangwa, 257,150,067 naira and 23 pence. Ohafia, 294,493,246 0.02. So 284,496,246 pounds and 246 naira and 2 kobo. Osisioma, 273 million 32,109 pounds and 15. Ugunagbo, 206,573 508. So let me read again. Ugunagbo, 206,573,518 naira and 28 kobo. Ukwa East, 194,861,908 naira and 24 kobo. Ukwa West, 194,861 194 million, 194 million, 861,908.24. Ukwa West, sorry, beg your pardon. Sorry, let me just tweet it again. I read into wrong things there. So we're going to read Ukwa East again. Sorry about that. Ukwa West again. 205,638 205,638,506 naira and 48 pence. Umuahia North, 293,000 million naira, 577,674 naira and 11 pence. 17. Umuahia South, 251,907,406.47. You see that? So the reason I'm showing you all of this is because that way you can begin to question them on a month by month basis within your community. It's important that we begin to take that collective action together, because that is the only way we can put an end to corruption. If you're waiting for the politicians who are the ones looting to fix the system, they won't. We need to be watching them. We have to be engaged in that process day and night. So please, we urge you, do not relent. Let's continue. We will achieve Yoruba Nation, but there are steps we must take. So let me just read anything else that was here before I move on. So please, I urge you, if you're watching Citizen at the platform where we speak truth to power and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. We really need your support. We need to grow this platform because it's very important, the work we're doing here. So like I said, the Abia total is 401. The Abia total is 4,284,897,243 pounds and 58 pence. So these are figures. Now you can take those figures. You could go to Osisoma and decide that everybody in the local government they can say they've got lights. They haven't got a problem. Excuse me. So what that means is that with this information now, the people in Abia State can now go. They can now go to the Abia State collectively, not as an individual, collectively, and demand for the infrastructure and put pressure on their governance. Let them know you have these powers here. So let them know they have the power. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is what you need to really hone in on. So once you do that, you talk to them and ensure that we spread the message in terms of knowing this information and sharing it and knowing it off head, like I do just now, because that is the only way we'll make the change that we need. So we have to participate in our governance, watch their spending, watch what they're buying, and hold them to account, because we have Section 42. Participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So I hope you found that useful. Sorry about that. I hope you found this useful and beneficial. Please do share this broadcast. We're trying to really reach as many people as possible to give them this information so that we can begin to make real difference, real change in our lives collectively. What has been going on here now is clearly not right. It needs to be really addressed in the proper manner. We need to have active participation in our governance. No ifs, no buts. That is the only way we can get infrastructure. That is the only way we will make it will become difficult for those who are going for elections to go, because they know they will be asked questions by the citizens regardless of who they are, because of course they know their constitutional rights, which we are talking about now. And of course, finally, the issue of corruption will be confronted, because people will now say corruption will reduce because everybody is watching it. So, and we need to be actively participating in our governance on a daily basis. We need to be asking questions, making sure that the work that they promise is being done, and if it's not, holding it to account in well enough time. So these are really important things, steps we're taking. So I'll leave that for a second. Let me just have a sip of water. So now, so please, we can, those accounts that you see on the screen, here, sorry about that. Let me see if I can find this to show you. Now, in fact, that's good. Can I? Okay. Let me see if I can make it smaller. Can I make it smaller? So anyway, I'll see if I can make it bigger, because I was trying to do it, but I don't think it will let me do it. So all of the figures there you will see on the screen, you can access it, you can question them about it, begin to participate in your governance. So what you see there is the amount, 4 point something trillion is the amount they gave Abia State. They give them Abia State, of which and that was for January, just for January. The figures you see are just for January 2023. So you see now the need for us to really participate in our governance, because the road, the water, the light, the school, the bridges, the healthcare, the safety, security, without the funds, it will not happen. And they want to try and force you to not take the steps you need to take, which is to hold our governance to account. So let us carry on. Now, we're going to talk briefly. I'll come back to you again about it. I'll probably do this program again. Now, we're going to talk about 3 people right now. And that is a message for President Tinubu. Whilst we are grateful that you've arrested Emefiele and Bawa, there are many others who need to be looked at. Ganduje, all of that as well. But what we see on the screen so far, there's 3 people. In the last day of the of the Senate, I want you to hear what he said. 1 minute. Oops, sorry. So that's not it. In the last days even. So 1 second. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do this now quickly. We're going to show you something about the senator and why we should really make sure that we continue to advocate for Yoruba Nation. But, you know, okay, 1 second. Let's have a look at this now. So it will show you where he started talking about things in a way which was quite 1 minute. 1 minute. One minute, I'm just trying to find that information. I've got it. I just need to get it there for you so you can see it. No, okay, I can't at the minute. I was trying to get it. But listen, rest assured, what he did was Senator Bulchawa decided that he could bring in anybody in the court he wanted. He decided that he could bring in anybody he wanted. He decided that, you know what, I'm gonna 1 minute. 1 second, please. Here we are. Yeah. So he could bring in. He could get the senator to come and talk to his wife to get the help they need, and he had basically made it on screen, and that's what I'm trying to find for you now. Let me try and find it. I'm trying to find that for you, because that is such an important and powerful document that he said, oh, you know, I mean, I was shocked at the way he even admitted it, and it wasn't. Let's have a look. Trying to find that video, because when I saw it, I was like, whoa. No, it's not there. Just bear with me a minute, please. Just need to, I know I've got it here. I just need to find a way where it is. So we're trying to really pin this down so you can really see why we're saying what we're saying. It's not to be difficult. We're just trying to be. Here we are. Got it now. I think I got it. So we're gonna try and do something. I'm gonna try and do this. Let's try and see if it works. You would hear them in the background, but I wanted to. And so we go. So we proceed as we go ahead. Here we go. Now listen to this. Listen.
Mr. President.
This is Senator Adamu Bokuchawa. Listen. I want you to listen. Let me see if I can.
I succeeded.
You don't try. Let's just have a look. So, I'm just trying to.
The Distinguished Senator Mohammed Bulgacha, please round up. We have less than 1 minute to round up.
Taken 10 minutes. And why should you listen to me? Because I can cross capital?
No, I don't want. No, I don't want anybody to interrupt you or disturb you.
So let's go. So I want you to listen to what he said. I'll translate to those of you who are on Facebook to understand why this is very important and why we want President Tinubu to interact.
I will lobby anybody under the sun.
You see?
I will do the right thing, and I always do the right thing.
Listen.
And sincerely and honestly too. So, I know, I look at faces in this chamber whom have come to me and sought for my help when my wife was the president of the Court of Appeal. And I'm sure
listen,
I think I would advise that
you see?
Just round up and take a seat.
You see? He's not going to mention any names.
No, but this kind of insinuation will mean that there was favor, there was this and the rest of it. I don't think it's a good idea.
You see? So the senator was trying to keep him quiet. Listen.
Mr. Chairman, I must say that, okay, to round up, since that's what you want me to do, I will do that. And I must thank particularly
you see?
My wife, whose freedom and independence I encroached upon.
He admitted that he encroached upon the independence and the freedom of his wife, who happens to be a judge of the Court of Appeal in Nigeria, in the case for his friends. Listen on. Listen on.
While she was in office. And she has been very tolerant and accepted my encroachment
Can you see?
and extended her help.
So by Senator Adamu Bokota was saying that he encroached on his wife's independence. It means that the judiciary, this is clear evidence that the judiciary is compromised in Nigeria. Can you see why we have to participate in our governance? Because now the executive and the legislature that should be separate have been brought together by this man and many others, using the powers among themselves to oppress the people that they're meant to serve. That is why we're saying we're calling on President Tinubu to look into this case. Not just this case alone, the other two I'll mention. But they see it shows how bad our democracy has become. So let's carry on and watch for a bit more.
To my colleagues,
Distinguished, please, I don't think this is a good idea going in this direction. It's not a good idea.
You see? They are trying to sweep this thing, This was the clearest evidence that the 9th Assembly was a rubber stamp assembly. A rubber stamp assembly. So again, we keep telling people, urging you all, the only way forward is through active participation in our governance. To be honest, I really urge us to do that and get on with that very, very rapidly. And I cannot overemphasize how important that is. But let's listen on to this part of it.
It's not a good idea, please.
See?
she's not there. But, Mr. President, I will say thank you and I will sit down.
You see? So now,
Thank you very much.
so you see now, on the basis of that alone, we are calling on President Tinubu to intervene in this process, and actually not intervene, but to instruct the SSS, State Security Service, and the and all the other bodies. In fact, even the National Assembly should be convening some kind of a body to actually investigate Senator Adamu Bulkachua, to interrogate him and check, an EFCC or all of the bodies, SSS. They should all be investigating this man based on what he freely admitted, and that is the clearest sign that we don't have a democracy. And that is why we're saying, the works done by President Tinubu now. For example, the student loan, it's a brilliant idea. We want it free, like I stated before. The end to fuel subsidy, again, that's very good. But what is going to be put in place? What's going to be put in place? What's going to be put in place to make sure that the people, that the people who are suffering now, the masses, what will be put in place to make sure the masses don't suffer? That's the question we are asking. That's the question that we are putting forward to you, and we are hoping that many of you will help us, in actually, reaching out to the president and talk about that this kind of thing, the fact that of blatant abuse of power. That's a blatant abuse of power by the senator, and it should be called in address. They should be investigated and exposed. He admitted himself. That is an admission. That alone, on the strength of that alone, he's justified in being jailed. So we are appealing to the federal government to please do the needful. So President Tinubu, please, we'll wait to hear the actions from your government to deal with that. We also want to congratulate you on, of course, the fact that you've unified the forex exchange. So there is no two types of exchange, north or south, or the ability to change and all of that stuff that they're trying to do, all these illegal things. So we are grateful for that again. We are really grateful that you've been able to come on board and actually put a stop to that forex exchange. The one thing we would like to add is that we need to make sure that because of the BRICS situation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, we should make sure that our currency, this Nigerian currency, yes, I said it, I'm still for Yoruba Nation, however, but that's another story. We'll come back to that. We have to make sure that that currency carries more weight than the dollar in our land, because every time you give, you carry the dollar, you are actually taking away from our, you are literally taking away from our own economy, because you are giving more, all of our freely giving away our value in terms of the value of our naira to support the dollar, and that is economic madness. So, and also based on the fact that the resources we have, the naira should have higher value, and of course the forex exchange nonsense that we're doing. So hopefully, please, we urge you, please put a stop to this idea of people spending dollars. We should not be. We're not an enclave of America. We should not be spending dollars as though it's a legal tender in Nigeria. We shouldn't. And that is what's happening. Dollar is being spent as a legal tender in Nigeria. And that is counterproductive for our productivity, for our economy. These are facts that are indisputable, President Tinubu. I do hope that you get this information and people disseminate it and share it with you to make sure that we can, going forward, we know you are, trying to do one or two things and get things going, but we want to really make sure that it is important. And as we do all of this, that we begin to really, propel our economy forward, doing the right things, encouraging people to do the right things. These are things that we encourage you to look at. So on that front. So again, please, we wait to hear about the immediate calling to inviting of Senator Adamu Chua, and indeed his wife, who is a court of appeal. You need to. The government should. We have to review the cases that she was involved in over that time. She was a court of appeal justice for the court of appeal until 2020. So the cases that she was involved in up until the time she left must be looked into, and that is why we're saying for President Tinubu to look into that. So that's one. Now we're gonna look at this lady here, Saddyi Farouk. So let's go and look at Saddyi Farouk, and we'll talk about one or two things that has come up as well, which is quite Saddyi Farouk in the middle. That lady has got to answer some questions. So let us look at Saddyi Farouk. Let's have a look. So let's go switch account. 1 second, please. Okay.
Exhausted with supplement.
Sorry about that. So we just want to check something quickly because I wanted to make sure that you have the right information. So anyway. So so please do subscribe, and I'm grateful for those of you watching us on YouTube. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, help us grow the platform, and reach more people because of the key information that we're sharing. We talked about the key things of knowing about the two powerful sections of the Constitution that we're using, Section 14.2a, 14.2c, to help our people to begin to be active participants in their governance on a daily basis. We've also shown you how to go and access the Federal Account Allocation Committee monthly disbursement for each and every local government area on a daily basis, to begin to be active participants and holding our elected officials and appointed officials to account using the powers that we possess. So let's go and look at this now. I want to show you something quickly. There's something I want to show you. Now, 1 second. If I can find this, I hope it works. Oh. So Farouk, the quick thing, we're going to try and look at this Farouk situation, because Saddyi Farouk is the Minister for Humanitarian it's coming up in a minute. She's the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs. So now I want you to look at this now. Let me just quickly. So I'm gonna just show you this. So this basically, I wanted to kind of. So I'm gonna just show. We're gonna talk about that again. We are bringing it to the attention of. We are bringing it to the attention of President Tinubu, and I'm sure, obviously, we're not saying that he should do it himself personally, but he should instruct the process to begin to function in a democratic way, where people have been found to have been doing things like this. They need to be investigated promptly, and they should be they should be made an example of, so that others don't continue. We need to change the culture of corruption in that contraption, in that nation. We have to change the culture of corruption in Nigeria. I'm for Yoruba nation, and I still want to go for a referendum, but I recognize that we're in Nigeria. So on that basis, we are calling on President Tinubu to actually make sure he deals with this case. So a man called what's his name again? Mahmoud something. Mahmoud, I can't remember. Madu Shehu actually came and he said, Emefiele, he said a bombshell. Emefiele opened up singing like a canary. I have been releasing 500 billion every month to Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Saddyi Farouk, on the instructions of President Muhammad Buhari for her to fight poverty. So you can see the picture. Let me see if I can. So I wanted you to see it. So there you go. So it is important that that is investigated immediately. It is important that that is investigated urgently, because what that means is that what she has done here is crazy. I mean, when I did the calculation the other day on my broadcast, 500 billion naira every month, yeah, times 12 came to 6 trillion naira. 6 trillion naira. Now, obviously, the comment is saying they haven't got money. Where is that money gone? Where has that money? These are the kind of funds that we're talking 6 trillion. That's the kind of money that President Tinubu will need to actually help to alleviate the poverty in which many people are suffering. So we're really keen, Oh, but yes. But right the wrong. Thank you very much. Yes. So these are things that we are bringing. So we are saying, President Tinubu, yes, we applaud the fact that you've hit the ground running on, and you're making the right tentative steps. We're grateful. Good. But we need you to continue nonetheless. And we have to. So let me quickly answer my brother there. So looking at what she said, let me just quickly answer my brother. And please, those of you watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. The platform where we speak truth to power, Citizen Newa, is the platform where we speak truth to power. No doubt I'll probably be back in not too long, and speak in Yoruba on this issue as well. But the thing is, we're trying to really address really key things here. So let me just quickly, let me go ahead and do this. Okay. So, indeed, Oleni, yes. So there you go, my brother. I wanted to just acknowledge you. Those of you watching us on Facebook, please continue to subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. Facebook are deliberately bringing our numbers down. You can see that. Help us reach more people. Subscribe. Go to us on YouTube and subscribe to Citizen Ewa on YouTube. So, like I said, so we want President Tinubu to investigate this, because Emefiele apparently has exposed the fact that Madam Saddyi Farouk, the humanitarian affairs minister, has been receiving 500 billion naira, 500 billion naira to so-called to fight poverty. on the instruction of President Muhammad Buhari. And there is also a question to ask about President Muhammad Buhari. He needs to come and explain this. Where has that money gone? So these are the things that we are really trying to really, understand. We need to really. Sorry about that. Yes, I knew there was something that was not quite right. So make that smaller. So this is the one. And then one second, please. Just trying to bring you that information in the right order. There, that's what I wanted to do. So now I was thinking something was happening there and I couldn't really figure out. But okay, so there you go. So you know that, she needs to explain that to us. And that's where you come in. Ladies and gentlemen, you're of course watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please help us reach more people. Help us grow this platform. So there is a problem. Barawu, but in location for one will BAD write off and probe the past and present Nigerian corrupt administration in question? Very good. So only time will tell. The steps that he takes now will tell us if he's serious, if he's really indeed serious about fighting corruption. But we are really keen to really, yeah. So that remains the question. Let me just put that here. What is do not do? So here we go. And then you start. That remains the question. So that's why we're putting all this before him on the table. I'm going to be showing you something, the question. So I'm going to shortly show you the picture of a man that is very, very concerning. So please continue to subscribe to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us with more people. Help us grow the platform. And of course, also, those of you on Oduduwa TV Radio 2, please help us, encourage others to subscribe to us on YouTube also, because we're trying to build the platform up. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Every time you're watching us, give us a thumbs up on both platforms. Thank you. So there you have it. We need to establish what the man in the middle, Emefiele, has implicated the President Buhari, ex-President Buhari, former President Buhari, and former humanitarian minister Saddyi Farouk. He's implicated her in something quite serious, and that means that we cannot ignore that. It has to be addressed. It has to be acknowledged, and we are urging us, as many people as possible, to talk about this and bring it to our attention. So there is case number 2 that we want President Buhari and President Tinubu to begin to look at. Buhari needs to be questioned. Saddyi Farouk must be questioned, and of course we know Emefiele is in custody. So we're thinking in those 2 cases. I've mentioned Senator Adamu Bokochawa. I mentioned Saddyi Farouk. Now we're going to go and talk about the man here with these excuses of what he said, and this is quite damning, to be honest. This is quite damning. So let's get this right. I want to show you the former Minister for Aviation, Sirika making the excuses that he made and all of that. So we need to find out what is done here, and it is quite unacceptable. Let us see if I can find that. I hope I've got it here in place. Okay. I don't think I spoke about it, but I will find it for you here anyway. So now we need to find out why. I mean, the man should not be allowed to get away with it. He should not be allowed to get away with it, in my opinion. He shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. And also, I will talk about apparently they used 200 million naira for census, and it is really quite worrying, to be honest. There are concerns about those numbers. 200 million naira for census, I don't think it's justifiable, but these are things that we really, yeah, it is quite a concern, to be honest. It is quite a concern. So let me see if I can find this for you. I'm trying to find out. So let's find this one here. I'm going to just mute that. I don't want that to... 1 second, please. One second, please. I'm trying to find you the place where Farouk was talking. Let's sit here. 1 second, please. So let's hear this here. Let's hear this here now. Now, because I want you to see that figure. It's very important that we understand this. This is a fraud. Commence manufacturing of by Leke, by Ewu. The House of Representatives have poked holes into the purported launch of Nigeria Air at the twilight of the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, declaring it a fraud. So it's not Citizen saying it. That is what they said. Chairman of the House of Committee on Aviation, Nlolim Naji, declared the launch of Nigeria Air a fraud after the major stakeholders in the deal between federal government and the Ethiopian Airlines denied knowledge of the launch. The Ministry of Aviation claimed Nigeria Air was only unveiled and not launched, you see, which the committee dismissed as an attempt to divert the lawmakers' attention. You see? Now, let's go and look at this now. Members of the committee were shocked when Nigerian Air, what's it called? I think it's NAMA. What's it called? I'm trying to find the name of that now. NMA. Members of the committee were shocked when NAMA disclosed that the aircraft bearing Nigerian colors was on a chartered flight to Nigeria. Exactly.
Other stakeholders who confirmed this disclosure, let me just try and make it up. Other stakeholders who confirmed this disclosure noted that a chartered flight could be painted in any color with any inscriptions. Details later. So recall that the man in the picture here, so that they're gonna, so it's gonna be under severe investigation. Now, unfortunately, don't hold your breath, because this is Nigeria we're talking about. Nothing is going to come out of it. The rule of law doesn't apply in Nigeria.
See,
but it just
sadly,
tells us one of the reasons, yet more
sadly,
reasons why we are entitled to go for Yoruba Nation. When you're seeing this kind of fraud and it is not going to be dealt with, please remember that is why we are going for Yoruba Nation, and we will not relent. We're going for Yoruba Nation, and we're encouraging Biafrans to go for Biafra and Middle Belt, because this.
Thank you very much.
This man, Sirika,
thank you so much.
If you look at the picture, in the picture
thank you.
that I'm going to show you,
please go ahead. Don't forget to go and subscribe to us on YouTube. We really need your support. As you see, Facebook are trying to make things difficult.
Buhari, you see, that's Sirika there, Hadi Sirika there, with Buhari launching the.
Can you see now there is a connection between Buhari and corruption? You saw the picture here, the picture of the picture of that I showed you of Saddyi Farouk, Emefiele, and President Buhari, and now you have again another corruption. Buhari is aiding and abetting it, and that's sad. That is sad. So a Nigerian Air has gulped 85 billion naira. It has gulped 85 billion naira. And that is the problem that is, let me just see if I can make it bigger here. I can't show you anyway. So that's what we're trying to show you. That this man here, Sirika, again, we're calling on President Tinubu. We're calling on President Tinubu to actually ensure that he is called in for questioning, very much like Emefiele, very much like Bauer. It's a very good step, but we really need them. Thank you very much, what is Junadu? Thank you, my brother. Yeah. So we are urging President Tinubu to please, not to relent, to really take this action, continue in the right direction. Yes, we like, again, I've said it. The judiciary is compromised based on the evidence of what Adamu Bukuchawa just said. Senator Adamu Bukuchawa just did. The judiciary is compromised, and that has severe implications for the presidential election case. It has severe implications for it. But going forward, one would think that if President Tinubu looks at the whole thing and begin to ensure that the judiciary has got real independence, the executive has got the legislature again has separate and is truly independent without interference by the executive. The executive is the one who is controlling the two arms of laws and arms of law in our constitution, and that's the major problem here. So we really do need President Tinubu to please look at these three people, and really in the coming weeks and days prepare the case to take them certainly in for questioning, to come and explain. 600 billion naira. I mean 6 trillion naira. 6 trillion naira, 500 billion naira a month. Saddyi Farouk. Where's that money gone? And our people are suffering. And then they're telling us the cost of petrol and everything else, and the fuel, fuel subsidies and all this stuff. This is crazy. So we are really calling on President Tinubu to really, get on top of this situation. These are really, weighty allegations that were put in before. And of course, you can see we backed it with evidence. We didn't just come and talk about it and just spread rumor. We're not interested in rumor. We want to be dealing with facts. We want to be dealing with facts of the matter so that people can actually, I'm just showing you a different aspect of it, so that people can get a clearer picture of exactly what needs to be done. But so far, we have to applaud the actions of President Tinubu in many respects. Now, there's some talk about Dokubo, and all of that stuff. I don't know quite how to. I think what we need to do is we don't want to be leaving the things that the government should be doing in the hands of hired gunmen, if you like. So as good as he has been saying he supports Tinubu, he is not a state actor. He is somebody that is like a hired hand. So we need to be very careful with that situation right there. Again, this is why we keep talking to people on ground. In the end, it is us. We must participate in our governance. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You need to participate right in your local government. It starts in your local government area. All 774 local government area. Participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are the two powers that we must encourage our people to use relentlessly. We need to. You see, you can no longer have passive participation. You need to have active participation in your governance. So we are here to encourage that. So we are calling on President Tinubu to really do that and really help us grow the platform on that basis. There is something else I wanted to show you quickly. Speaking of the oil situation, there is a video that I saw, and I wanted to just show you what my thoughts are on it. Let me see if I can put it up. I'll just get that up. It was to do with the oil, and I was quite surprised about that situation, and we need to try and bring that to. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second, please. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to show you now. So we're gonna play that now, and you'll see it come up. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna put this up. It's not mine, so I'm gonna go show you. This is what they found. The oil 4 mile. A 4 mile. See, look. Let me just see if I can give this to you. Listen to this now. Oh, I'll make it smaller. Oh, okay. Hello? 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 Hello, Mova? Hello? 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 Yes, 1 second. I'm live right now, but I'm muted for a second. If you are you, yeah. What time? 5 p.m. Okay, I should be. It should be clear. I'll send that to you. I'll send that to you. No problem. I'll send it to you. Give me. Eh? You can teach it on. I should have been finished. I should have been. Oh, you can teach it on. By you can teach it on. So yeah, watch out for Baba Liu and Omaba. They will be doing a live broadcast this evening, 5 o'clock. So I wouldn't be on that late. But please, we're going to urge you to help us grow the platform, Citizen-wide, the platform where we speak truth to power. Know that we're going to try and get a program, continue on the program do a program on Oduduwa TV Radio in due course in the next hour or so to cover certain things. But we'll see how it works. If not today, we'll do tomorrow. But we're going to try and do this quickly. Let's carry on with this now. 1 second. Now.
This is what billions of naira.
Watch now. This is what's going on.
Oh my God. These guys have drained Nigeria economy.
See?
You can see you can see how the pipe travel, the kilometer far the pipe travel that these governments are doing.
1 minute. So I'll let you watch it. Yeah, here we go.
You say you don't know the people in charge that built this? A poor man cannot do this kind of theft. This is what billions of naira. If what am I saying? Billions of dollars.
You see? You see that?
These governments have destroyed the future of.
So what you're watching, I'm gonna mute it. What you're watching is basically oh sorry, I need to do something actually. I forgot that, didn't I? So this is something that I want you to have as well. I forgot to do that. Yeah. So basically that is the oil thing. Let's hear for a few minutes again.
And they still claim they don't know who is stealing the oil. See? Where is this oil going to? They claim they don't know. What the government.
Apparently, it is a 4 mile long pipeline into the sea, into the offshore, where companies come and take oil and go, literally, and they're paid. And apparently, from what Asari Dokubo said, the military are involved in this. Now we don't know how far that is, but these are the kind of things that we are. I must
commend Channels Television for all of this massive investigation. I must commend Channels Television because we have so many medias out there. They are not even publishing the oil theft. They are not even going for investigation, which has a whole high level of suspicious in the media team. Thank God for the credibility and competence.
So anyway, what I'm really looking at.
Oh look at my God!
See.
These guys have drained Nigeria economy. You can see how the pipe.
So that is something. Obviously, we know that he's got it in hand and is speaking to somebody to look at that, and that's good. We know he's speaking to 1 or 2 people to try and get that done. So that's good, but it highlights the problem there. So I just think that instead of having hired guns or people to be doing that, the military should really be protecting, the nation. The Navy should be involved as well. the entire, security forces should be all working together. There shouldn't be any need for the likes of Asari Dokubo to be making any statements or being part of that kind of thing, in my opinion. So we are just really urging President Tinubu to really look into that urgently, and not allow it to fester. So one more final thing before I wrap up. One more final thing. There's a video, a harrowing video, that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to put it to President Tinubu to really look at that, because when I saw the video, it really got me sad. 1 second, please. Is that it? Let me see. No, that's not. No, not that one. Sorry. Is it this one? 1 minute. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna forward this. I'm gonna forward this to you now. You're gonna see it now, and I want President Tinubu to see this one. I want this to reach President Tinubu. Yes. It is very important that this one reaches President Tinubu. So let's see if this can be done. Let's see if this can be done quickly. I'm going to forward that, and you will see it come up in a minute. So bear with me, please. I don't know why I didn't do that across in the first place. Yeah, I didn't be doing that actually. Sorry. 1 second, please. It's just very powerful. It's a powerful state of how things are. Share. So you'll see it come up in a minute anyway. I'm just going to share it. You will see it come up in a few minutes. So, because this speaks to the problem that we're facing, that we really need our people to understand and work on. We need our people to work on it, and we need the president to really take cognizance of this issue here, and hopefully address it in a way that will make a lot of sense. So, I want to show you this here. I'm going to show you this video. This video is of a pensioner, and is a Yoruba man, and we are calling on President Tinubu to make sure that the pension service starts functioning across the whole nation. But again, it starts in your local government area. You don't have the power to hold them to account. You need to be part of the process to hold these people to account. And I urge you, please, do not delay. Honestly, we need to, President Tinubu, please, I'm sure there is something you can do about this. And let's get this man here. I know it's an old video, but this is what is happening to our pensioners. And you are obviously of a pensionable age, President Tinubu, and he's a Yoruba man. Listen to his plight. Listen, President Tinubu. So if you see this broadcast and you can get to President Tinubu, listen to him.
Pensioner ni mi.
Okay.
Lagos State.
Okay.
So
Lagos
I'm
State
from Ogun
pensioner.
State.
Okay.
Nǹkan tó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé kò sí nǹkan kò sí ẹ lọ́hùn. Pensioner ní ìdẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjókòó
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
pé kí n má ṣe nǹkan kan.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n á ní bóyá kí n bá wà níbí. Àwọn tó bá rí mi tó bá béèrè.
Okay. Bàbá ẹ kú ọdún ẹ kọ́kọ́ gbóúnjẹ iná.
Hold on now.
Ẹ kú ọdún ẹ kọ́kọ́ gbóúnjẹ iná.
Ẹ ṣe sà.
You see now?
So ẹ máa fi jẹun ní ẹ máa jẹun sìn. So mo ti fẹ́ fún 2000 náà ẹ máa fi yẹn jẹun lálẹ́.
Now watch this now. Watch.
Bàbá ẹ má ké ẹ má
You see
ké ẹ
now?
má ké.
The man is crying. President Tinubu, please. This is not about fight. I'm for Yoruba Nation. Be no doubt about that. I'm for Yoruba Nation. But this should not be happening. You are in government now. We've talked about President Buhari. You are in government. This man here, please, we urge you. This man, those of you on Facebook, you will have to watch it on YouTube. This man is crying. He's literally crying, and somebody give him food. We should not. Our pensioners should not be depending on handouts. President Tinubu, no pensioner should be dependent on handouts. No pensioner should be dependent on handouts, President Tinubu. It's not about we are asking you. I know there's a lot on your plate, but we need to begin to really put these things in place. I hear that your Akemu is going to disband all the parastatals and everything else, but please keep in mind that they have to be functioning. Whatever is put in place must be effective to meet the needs of the people. But here we are doing our bit to ensure the people begin to hold your government to account. This is not about being angry. It is our role as citizens to hold our governors to account using the powers we possess within the Constitution. So, President Tinubu, be rest assured, we will be asking the citizens to participate in our governance. That's our role, to wake them up. The press haven't taken on that role, but we are taking down that role, and we urge you to please assist us, help make our people be aware of their rights. Go do a public publicity drive to make sure that people can know about Section 14(2)(a). I'm going to read the op-ed. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's Section 42(a). That means everybody within a given local government area is a sovereign, and they can collectively work together to hold your government to account, because sovereignty belongs to them. You are working for the people, as are those who are in the local government and the state. They are working for the people, and they must serve the needs of the people. And that's why we're trying to make people aware. People have not been aware of that. So we're doing a massive drive on that. Secondly, we are also urging the people to begin to participate in the governance as mandated in the Constitution, Section 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Again, these are powers that our people hardly, for over 24 years, have not been aware of. We are trying to raise that level of awareness. The suffering of someone, this man here, pensioner, is painful. Mr. President, not just him personally, no pensioner should be depending on handouts. There should be no delay in their payments. There should not be not one missed payment for any pensioner. There should be not one missed payment, Mr. President, President Tinubu. So please, we need you to look into this urgently. I mean, he's reduced to trying to even to prostrate for people younger than him, because he cannot feed himself. Look at that.
No, first time my
You see?
Baba, no, first time my
So please, when you see this video, I want Mr. President Tinubu to get this video. Please, very important. He should get this video. And he should. See, he sleeps there, and he's a pensioner. You see, he's crying. President Tinubu, Baba Sukun. You see?
Security. Baba, security. Security. Problem. Okay, sorry.
See?
So sad.
You see? He's a pensioner. President Tinubu. We ask you to please intervene in this matter. Not just him, every pensioner. No pension should be missed. They have worked for the nation, and they've suffered in their old days. In their old age, the government should be there. Every pensioner. The same goes for their healthcare, President Tinubu. Same goes for their healthcare. We need a functioning healthcare, President Tinubu. I know it's a lot on your plate, but we need to put these things in place. And that's why it is important that the 6 trillion naira from Umar that Saddyi Farouk has taken away. It is important that that one gets what's the word? That is important that money is accounted for. That money, the 6 trillion naira Saddyi Farouk that you took from at least, and that's the minimum of, we don't know how long this has been going on for. 6 trillion naira for 1 year. or however much it is, it's important that that money comes back into the coffers so that the likes of the pensioners that you see in the picture here doesn't suffer like this. This man is crying, literally crying. It's not fun to look at that. He's been given food. He's been handed food, and he's a pensioner. President Tinubu, we call on you. He's a Yoruba man. You're a Yoruba man. This must never happen in Yoruba land or in the whole of Nigeria. The whole of Nigeria. No pensioner should go through this. Please, that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. And I will probably come back and do this again in Yoruba. But I hope this makes sense. I hope this really, it is very important that we take this action seriously. And we're doing programs like this at every opportunity to awaken our people. I mean, this is terrible. That to see a man, a pensioner that should be enjoying his later years suffering. So we urge you all, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY. Help us grow the platform where we speak truth to power. It is very important. We need your help. We need you to really help us grow, reach more people. And we mustn't allow this to continue in this manner. This is so wrong, and it's painful. It is really painful. So let us see what else I'm gonna say before I go. I just wanted you to please, I urge you all to subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, help us reach more people. We're really grateful for the support that you're giving us. Continue to help us grow this platform because we really have a lot of work to do. The drive that we're going to be on has to be a daily drive because our people have been put to sleep with prayers and the prayers are a distraction. This man here should not be in this situation. We're calling on you. Remember these people here. They need to all be facing questioning. They must all be facing questioning, President Tinubu. So we call on you as you watch this broadcast. Please share. Thank you so much for all of you who have been joining us on this broadcast. I know it's a short notice thing, but there will be programs that we'll be doing. Why did you not do, my brother? As ever, I am so grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your comments. And those of you who followed us on the other platforms, Dami AG Emmanuel, thank you very much. Dami AG Emmanuel, Ademiju Olubumi Agbeniyi. Please don't be discouraged. You are doing a great work for us behind the scene. Yes, thank you. Yes. So I urge you all, if you're watching this, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. And everybody else who I might not have mentioned in this podcast, I thank you all also. It is really important that the work we're saying here. So we are asking for President Tinubu to act on this because of this man here, to act on this. The 6 trillion, it's likely she's got the money for a year. So that's 6 trillion. He's got 85 billion naira. And his guy, who knows how much this man got for asking a court of appeal judge to intervene in the cases against senators. Who knows how much this man got? Nepotism, corruption, everything. So he needs to be made example of, President Tinubu. So I will just leave it there. And this man here is sorry. So this man here, one more time, I want you to watch that, President Tinubu. He is a pensioner sitting on the side of the road because his pension is not being released. Thank you. You see, listen again, President Tinubu, listen, please. Listen to him.
I'm from Ogun State.
You see, from Ogun State. There's nothing. What's that Babiodu doing to the pensioners? See, this is some time ago. It's not now, but this is what our pensioners are facing. President Tinubu, please, you owe it to do this. You see, he gave her 2,000 and he starts crying. No. You see, he's from Ogun State, and every time I see that, anyway. Yeah.
Baba, ẹ má ké ṣẹgbọ́. Ké ẹ má worry.
A pensioner.
No,
So,
first time my
please.
ẹ má
So
bínú baba.
I urge you all,
Baba, ẹ má
please
bínú, ẹ má ké
share this
ṣẹgbọ́.
broadcast. Let it get to President
Baba, ẹ
Tinubu.
pẹ̀lẹ́.
Let it get to him.
Baba, ẹ má ké.
This man is crying.
Baba, ẹ má ké
No
ṣẹgbọ́.
pensioner should go through
Ẹ
this
má worry.
again.
Ṣé mo àbí wà lọ́la
No
bí?
pensioner should get through this again.
Ibẹ̀ lẹ ń sùn.
Ìyá gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa báyìí mọ́.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́
President
baba.
Tinubu.
Ìta-
Owó
ìta
wà,
ló ń sùn.
wọ́n ń kówó ìjẹ ni.
Ibẹ̀ lẹ ń sùn.
Trillions of naira.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ baba, máa
Wọ́n
wọ́n
kó
kó
jẹ
fún
ni.
yín ṣẹgbọ́.
Wọ́n ń kó jẹ ni.
Ẹ má ké baba.
Gbọ́dọ̀ wà báyìí mọ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo bẹ̀ yín ni, mo rọ̀ yín
Baba,
ni.
kódà
máa jókòó pa mi ní ibi lọ.
baba ẹnujú yín ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ ṣẹgbọ́ baba ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ 11 ṣẹgbọ́. Tẹ́ bá rí iṣẹ́ wo ni ẹ?
Sí.
Baba
Kò yẹ kó bàbá tó yẹ kó fẹ̀yìntì lọ́tún lọ wá ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ fún wọn ní pension wọn. This is cruel beyond words. President Tinubu, we know you have the power to fix this now. You see now, Baba walking away, wiping his eyes. President Tinubu, we ask you, please. Yes, you're right. What did you not do? The looted Nigeria disappeared with the new CBN Naira notes. Change. LOL. Exactly. So, those of you watching, I hope you find this. I'm moved to tears, to be honest with you. I'm just holding it in. I'm moved to tears. I'm just holding it in because that is why these situations like this, no pensioner should be depending on handouts from anybody. Our society is rich. We have got the second largest oil reserves in the entire world. I mean, second largest bitumen reserves in the entire world. No road should be untarred. We have oil in Ondo State, gas. We have gold, bauxite, you name it. We are blessed beyond compare. Now we need to get our people to benefit from that. So we're calling on President Tinubu, please. Hope this information gets to you and you can look at everything we've said now and really take the steps to help the people. Yes, we applaud the things you're doing. Tentative steps, we are watching. Yes. 80 handout, exactly. Bubu back the US 880 million handout. Exactly. You see, 880 million naira handout. Exactly, he backed it. And how is this going to help our people? So, President Tinubu, I hope you are hearing the message. We are going to be bringing the show to an end now, because we'll be back maybe probably not today, but tomorrow, or maybe later on. I might do a quick video because I wanted to do a particular section with the women in the market, but that's going to happen at some point. We will do that again. But thank you so much for those of you who've joined us. Please help us spread the platform, reach more people. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power, and of course Oduduwa TV Radio 2. Help us subscribe on both platforms. On YouTube, we need to grow that. As you see on Facebook are really bringing the number down on Facebook, so we are moving and migrating to YouTube and building the platform. But we're grateful for your support. Leave comments. Waris Dinodu, my brother, thank you so much. I'm going to answer your comments straight away before I wrap up, because I value your comments and you greatly enrich our program by being part of it. And I would love to have you on board. When I do make calls in, please feel free to call when I open the phone lines. I'm not going to do that now because I wasn't planning that. But we're going to be doing shows. And I'm going to be doing sections of the show where we're going to be doing each of the local governments. I've done Abia State now. So those of you in Abia State, you can go back and play this and watch Abia State, the amount that came out for Abia State in each of all the local government areas. You can use that to go and question your local government chairman. And these are the kind of information that we need. So, Waris Dinodu, my brother, I hail you. I greet you. I'm really grateful for your interaction, and let's continue to build. So I wanted to just acknowledge you personally and say thank you very much for what you did. And those of you who are joining us and watching us on, we thank you all as well. Let me just quickly say thank you very much. 1 second. Where is it? Wait a minute. Here we go. That's it. Yes. So Yeah. Yeah. So let me just say that now. So I'm doing that now. So and help us reach more people, you know. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, we our do lórí títọ́. So we will come back and do progress in broadcast in Yoruba. We tend to do Yoruba and we'll be doing more because what we're trying to do is to reach more people. But I want to thank each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Every time you watch, as soon as you come in, give us a thumbs up. We're trying to grow the platform and your support is very much needed. So help us spread this platform, the broadcast. I hope you find this beneficial. Leave a comment. Let's hear from you. I want to say thank you very much. Don't forget, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just do one thing quickly. So what I want to do is I want to say keep it locked on Citizen AY. Keep it locked. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. We're truly grateful for each and every one of you for what you've been, you keeping us, going and being part of this. We're grateful. So very grateful. So you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, and of course, keep it locked on. Yes. Yes. Keep it locked on. There you go. One more time. Keep it locked on. Citizen AY. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you very much. So, thank you and bye for now. I'll be rounding up here. I'll be back again shortly. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye.